and welcome to part C of our Teaching the Love of Reading series. We are on part 3 of the formula for reading. Remember, there were 6 parts: phonological awareness, phonemic awareness, phonics instruction, fluency, comprehension, and vocabulary. In parts A and B, we went over phonological awareness and phonemic awareness. And now we're going to go over part 3, which is phonics instruction. As you can see from my slide here, phonics instruction is focused on the letters and the letter patterns that represent the spoken language. These are often taught with systematic curriculum. Those are curriculums that have a very scheduled and focused scope and sequence of how to teach the different parts of phonics instruction. There are ways to do it without a curriculum, and in some slides coming up, I have some free resources from some other educators and education sites that give you an idea of how to implement them with your student. However, if you are a parent or a teacher that wants more direction, there are lots of wonderful curriculums out there that are considered systematic and teach it very explicitly to your child. And this next slide, it shows you the phonics flow of instruction and the different things that you teach within phonics. And again, if you're following a systematic curriculum, it will have all of these embedded in the right scope and sequence that has been researched. However, if you're not following a curriculum, there are some websites that I've included and other resources you can find that give you, the parent or teacher, an overview of the best practice of how to teach these skills that you can see here in the correct order. And we'll look at those slides. In the area of phonics and learning the phoneme sounds for the alphabet, the 26 letters, these are 2 resources I recommend. The Letter Factory is a really fun little video for the kids to learn, and it goes through Tad here, going to a factory where they learn about all the letter sounds. And my kids would watch it over and over and really liked it. This I picked up at a yard sale. I think you can still find them in the store. I often see them at yard sales. But it comes with magnets, so it can go right in your fridge so the kids can be working on it while you're cooking in the kitchen or being productive and learning just a little bit at a time. So you put in a letter and they press it down. I'll have to turn it on first.
D. D says D says Every letter makes a sound. D says
So you can hear that they're not adding the schwa sound on here. They're just saying v and not va. This is the same song that's being sung on here as the song they sing throughout this whole little video. And then they can take out the letter and they can put in another one and press it down. This one may not be working. Sometimes yard sale things don't work perfect. There we go.
Says O, and O says ah. Every letter makes a sound. O says O, and ah.
And this one I wanted to show you because it was a vowel, so it makes 2 main sounds. So those are for your basic, and then the foundations curriculum or another one will go into some of the phonemes beyond the 26 letters and other sounds that they can make. Those are just 2 fun tools that I wanted to share with you that you might want to have in your home for your younger learners. Here's an example of a phonics systematic curriculum that I love and have used with my younger 3 children. It is by Logic of English by Denise Hyde, and is a systematic curriculum that goes through all the phoneme sounds and just the rules of the English language. So there's a level A, a level B, a level C, and a D. With each workbook, there comes a kid's workbook with pages that go with each lesson, and there's also a teacher's manual. So I will just go through the teacher's manual to give you a little preview. So in here it will give you a scope and sequence of that systematic approach of what they're teaching, and it goes through all the lessons and what's going to be happening. And the things they work on are the handwriting, the spelling, comprehension of fluency, vocabulary, and then systematic phonics, and it tells you very specifically and scripted. These are the phonograms that are worked on in level A. So level A is for your students that do not know just their alphabet sounds and what sounds they make. And then I will show you an example of a lesson. So for lesson 1, it's going to overview what your student will be working on. It's very scripted of what to say to your student. It gives you ideas on the side of extra things you can do to make it multi-sensory. Handwriting, you can choose if you're doing cursive or manuscript with your kids. It gives you ideas of books to read that go along with the sounds. And you'll see here with the level A, these students are working on specific strokes that are on all letters, so they're not even starting with the actual alphabet. And they come with tactile cards. So if you're working on manuscript or cursive, you choose when you order. And these, you can't tell very well in here, but they're actually sandpaper. So they very much go along with how the words are making those in Children's House, in Montessori, how they're tracing their sandpaper letters. It's similar with this. And there will be tactile cards like this for their strokes as well. So they're learning the saying on the back. It will tell you this is the downstroke, start at the midline, down to the baseline. So as I'm doing this with Evelyn, for example, I say start at the midline, go down to the baseline. And then I have her say that out loud to herself as she's tracing over it. Then we move to a board like this where it has a big sign for her to practice. And then this shows some of her practice from earlier on a different word, but here's littler lines. And this whiteboard will come with your kit also. In level B, it moves up to reviewing the letters, and then it starts getting into some of the THs and some harder phonograms that are not just the 26 letters of the alphabet. Here you can see some that Evelyn's been working on the EE sound, CH, CK, SH, TH, IGH is a 3-letter I. And again, all these teacher books or parent books are scripted for you to kind of know that background and have lots of ideas to extend. With your kit, you can also order readers. So these are the readers that go with level C. So they are working on reading the sounds that they have been working on with their curriculum. Here's what a set B looks like. Time to bake. And they kind of like those. And again, they're working on sounds that the kids have been working on. Another thing that I like about this curriculum is it comes with these extra books, which you can find songs that go with each page online. So this one, the ABC Sounds, goes very much with Foundations A, where it will have a sound of B, and then you can bring up this song just on your phone or your iPad, and it will actually sing this sound, so they can sing those little songs about the barking beagle, buttered bread, blowing bubbles, baby's bed. There will be a song that goes with that will get stuck in their head that they can then learn that sound. As they get a little bit bigger, there's another one called Knitting Nights, Beyond the Sounds of ABCs. In the beginning, it tells you all the phonograms that are going to be in this book. And then here's an example, like EAR says So then there's going to be a song that goes and it'll have earthly earls yearn for pearls. So a lot of fun. There's multi-sensory. You can get your own building alphabet little cards where they build their words and letters and sounds. You're getting tactile letters and music as well. So this is one example I like. Logic of English also has curriculum that extends after foundations that goes all the way through elementary and middle school that I also love and recommend as well. On this slide, I share with you some of my very favorite phonics instruction tools and resources. One is this readingmama.com. She is a educator that decided to homeschool her own children and come up with her own curriculum to share with other educators, both within the homeschool and in the public school setting. And a lot of her materials are free. And then she does have very inexpensive options for whole curriculum that you can print off and use at home with your child. She also has a lot of letters and articles on just educating yourself on different parts of reading and spelling. So I highly suggest you looking at those. At the bottom, you'll see I found a newer resource called Mrs. Winterbliss. She is an educator that I found when I was preparing for this talk that had a really great scope and sequence provided on how to teach those phonics flow of instruction. Again, that's for those who want to teach these skills but don't have the finances to buy the curriculum or prefer not to. So she's one I would go to for that as well. Following this slide, I'm going to have a video showing a curriculum that I love and use with my younger 3 children. I did not find it and know about it for my first 2. So for the first 2, I used this readingmama.com and then supplemented with some of my own things. But for my 3rd, 4th, and 5th kid, we are loving this foundations curriculum. So I'm going to pop back and show a short video on that so you have an idea. Again, this is just one resource of one of those systematic curriculums, but it's one that I know a lot of fellow homeschool moms have used with their children, and I have just seen a lot of success myself as a mom and a teacher using.